Yeah, we're just excited to be starting the third part of our season. We've chopped this up into 3 parts, and we've been obviously talking a lot about preparing for this moment. And we're playing really good basketball right now. Been very competitive all year, but I think we're doing a great job sharing the ball on offense. We're shooting the 3 at a high percentage right now. And defensively, we're taking that away. So focusing on our rebounding and making sure we get quality shots every possession. And we're just playing our best basketball, and I think now's the best time to be doing that.
Guys, I had a couple more questions coming off of that win last night against Nevada. Coach, I remember you telling me about how Nevada, they really like to come out fast and play on the break, and how on defense you guys wanted to stop them in transition. What was it like to limit them on 8 fast break points?
Transition defense has been an emphasis this entire season. If you watch us play, you'll see that we get very few offensive rebounds because we send 4 back. We're making sure that we're going to make our opponent shoot a contested shot every possession. So that being an emphasis, we were really proud that we were able to get back and make them run their half-court offense. It's really hard to score against a set defense. So if you hear me, you'll hear me saying, get in a stance, get locked and loaded. And I thought we did a really good job of making them play their half-court offense.
Is there any difference about playing Utah State this time around than when you did earlier in the season?
For me or for them?
Anyone.
I mean, we're at a neutral court this time. The tournament is an opportunity for any team to, win, and it's up for grabs, like we mentioned earlier in some of the other post-conference games. But again, it's at a neutral site. No one has a home court advantage, so everyone's going to come hungry. So we just have to anticipate that and be ready to handle that type of mentality from every team we play.
Utah State's a great team, and they played some people close this year, so their record doesn't indicate how hard they play. So we were just talking about how we're not going to take any team for granted and be ready to play every time we jump the ball. And they're a lot of the same team. They can shoot the 3. Their guards have some good guard play, and they shoot the 3 at a pretty good percentage. They shoot a lot of 3s, and they have a really good forward post player that's caused us problems in the past. So we're going to really focus on that and just come out and compete.
You guys played in Vegas almost a week ago. Do you think in some shape or form for the team overall it helped just being in that atmosphere, or is it just completely different because it's tournament time?
It's completely different. One, we didn't even play in that arena. We played in Cox. So it's a different floor. It's a different environment. It's a different atmosphere. It's one and done. So it just means a little more. Postseason means a little more.
Monique, you played your 100th game last night. What was it like to play 100 games here?
It was a great opportunity. I thank Coach Sdsu every day for just giving me the opportunity to just play on the court, so it was a really great opportunity. And the fact that it was senior night and the last game, it meant a lot, and I'm glad that we got the win and that we're going into the tournament with momentum with these wins.
Is there anything else sunk in about that senior night of how special it was and just going through that all?
No, it was just super fun. It was just a great atmosphere. There was just a lot of love, and we get that love and support every day, but there was just an emphasis on it, on our seniors, and just a great way to finish off the season.
Yeah, knowing it was one of our last games to play on Viejas, I feel like we all just gave our all. So yeah, you guys saw TK's game last night. That was an amazing game. So I just feel like every senior last night just gave their all, since it was going to be one of the last ones we played.
Coach, could you talk about Taylor and Monique, of how they've just been able to develop on and off the court?
We knew what we were getting in Taylor when we recruited her, and I wish I had her for more than 1 year. But I talked a little bit about it last night, how she's just really pushed us in the right direction and changed a lot of our culture, and how hard she competes. It's been contagious, and she's one of those players that makes everybody around her better, starting with herself. She demands it from herself, and she demands it from her teammates, and because of that, it's just a different feel in the locker room. We've been hit with a couple things this year that's kind of set us back. Mallory Adams going down, losing our leading rebounder and second leading scorer early on in the season was a big hit for us. And what I love that Mo was able to do was to step into those shoes with poise and confidence, and has become a knockdown three-point shooter for us. I mean, our three-point percentages is the highest it's been, I think, since 1994. She's a big piece of that. Both of these young ladies are. But just giving us another option offensively when Mallory going down has been a big piece of what we've done this year.
For all three of you, is there something special? Do you have a special feel about this team that you're poised to make a run in the tournament this year?
Yeah, speaking with the poise, I feel like our team this year, rather than the past we've had, we're really matured well. And like Coach Sdsu said, we've overcome a lot of challenges this year. With all the overtime games we've played and coming out victorious in those has really helped us. And I feel like we are determined and we're ready to win because we were so close. And I feel like we're poised and we're matured at the right moment and we're peaking at the right moment. It's a different feeling. So yeah.
Well, we have confidence, going into the tournament because we were able to make a run in it last year. And to kind of touch on what Monique has talked about, we've been in so many close games this year. And some of them were victorious and some of them weren't. So we've been in a lot of situations, I think, that prepared us to grow in those moments. And this team has always been confident. And that's one thing that I love about this team. I've never had to motivate them to practice or get in the gym and get extra shots up. They want it. And I think with TK and our leaders, they're hungry for it.
Mm-hmm.
Having to play an extra game, is that sometimes coaches don't want to do that, but sometimes it can be good because he gets you a little bit of momentum and it gets you on a roll.
Right. I think we benefited from it last year playing that extra game. Obviously, our goal was to finish in the top 5. We finished in the top 5, but tied for it. So we have to play the 6th seed, or we got the 6th seed. So I was torn, to be quite honest, because the 4-5 game sometimes gets a little tricky. So I'm grateful for the opportunity just to play another game. So we're going to go into this and use this Utah State game as another stepping stone and get some confidence as we move through the tournament.
Coach, you held Utah State to fairly low field goal percentage the first time you played them. What did you do defensively, and are you going to change anything up or keep it the same?
Good question. We were just having those before this. I was meeting with my staff about how we're going to prepare for the week. We're going to do a lot of the same things. We don't force a lot of turnovers because we get in our gaps and we play pack line defense. Like I said, we don't get a lot of offensive rebounds because we get back in transition. So we're going to try to make sure that we make it really hard to penetrate, obviously, and for them to get transition points. So that's been a constant all year. And then we're going to really look to improve on our post defense. That was one of the areas where they took advantage of us. So we're thinking of a couple different ways how we're going to guard in the post and just trying to improve there.
Do you like this format or the schedule or the format playing earlier?
I don't. I was on the committee and I wanted to bring it to San Diego, the whole conference tournament this year. I got outvoted. But it is what it is. Obviously, we'd like a little bit more time to prepare or not having to play those conference games early in the season. And I think it's gonna be interesting for, as we look forward and those who play in the NCAA tournament, having that time off and what we do with that time. Obviously, we're hoping to cut down nets, so I know our men will be playing, and we hope to be too. So that will be, I think, the biggest challenge of what we do during that time. But I understand why we had to do it. I just wish we were playing this tournament in Viejas.
Why do you think it got voted down?
I think the cost of the hotels and everything else around here, I think, was discouraging, but we definitely made a push for it. And there was some people on the committee that felt that it was a home court advantage, but I didn't understand that because we play on UNLV's home floor every year. But obviously our men, they knew the men were going to be good, and I guess wanted to make sure it was as neutral as it possibly could be.
What, were you the only vote in favor of San Diego, or did you convince some others?
I don't know that I convinced anybody else.
Tried.
I tried my best. It was interesting because they used Coach Fisher's argument about moving it out of Vegas, that it was a home court advantage against us. And I just thought that was interesting because it was just 1 year. It was just 1 year. We were going back to Vegas. But they did a lot of research. We did a lot of research. We looked at Phoenix. We looked at San Diego. And obviously we looked at Vegas. And I think it was just the hotel cost here that kind of discouraged them and deterred them to go back to Vegas. And I think, to be honest, it was cheaper for the conference going earlier in Mountain West.
How important is it going to have a third scorer? You've got TK, you got important for you guys to have that third scorer?
I feel like we learned how to get that third scorer with Mallory going down. I feel like it's not just going to be one person, but it's going to be the whole team collectively. So I feel like throughout the season, we've learned how to put certain people in the right situations to score 7, 8, 9 points a game. So I don't feel like it's going to be one individual person. It's going to be Taya, Isabella, me, Bailey, Zane. It's going to be a collective group rather than just like one set person. So I feel like we know how to do that now.
You talked about how you've been establishing the bench as the season gets closer. How's the bench going to be utilized during the tournament?
It's going to be huge, and we have some kids that can come off the bench and that can contribute in a lot of different ways. We're going to use our size against Utah State and hopefully against Wyoming. Isabella has worked her way into the rotation, and she's another scoring and defensive threat. Kennedy Villa got down in a stance and guarded like I've never seen last night. So there's a lot of kids that are coming off the bench that can help us. So we're going to use everybody as best we can. It's obviously, as we alluded to, it's 4 games in 4 days. So we're going to have to spare some minutes for Sophia and Taylor, who are playing. I think they're 1 and 3 in the country in minutes played. So we got to find some time for them to sit on the bench. So we're going to be creative with that, and kind of lengthen those TV timeouts as best we can, and use all of mine so we can rest them. So it gives us the best chance to win.
Taylor, how do you guys take the momentum, knowing that you guys have won 6 out of the last 9 games, and you guys have been close in all of them, or you guys could have won all of them?
I think we just take that mindset of, we were so close in a lot of these games, and those games could have easily turned the other way. And knowing that, just that mentality of we can beat any team we want to, any given night, just having that, like I said, the mindset, taking that into the tournament where everyone's adrenaline's up and, everything's exciting. And I think we give ourselves a good shot, a great shot.
I mean, we lost 7 games, 5 points or less. And I mentioned it before, and 6 of those are without someone that we really relied heavily on going down to injury. So that's a totally different season we're talking about. So I think our kids are confident, and I keep using that word, but they've been challenged so much. I think they've seen all those situations, so we're ready for whatever happens in the tournament.
Taylor, what's it going to be like to play Vegas for the conference tournament?
It'll be a lot of fun. I'm excited. I've been to Vegas a few times, but I'm excited to play in the Mountain West tournament for the first time.
Last night you guys set a program record for average attendance here at Terry-Hutson Arena. What does it mean just knowing that more fans are coming out to support you guys as a women's basketball program?
We've done a really good job engaging in our community, and I think that has showed. We've hopefully inspired a lot of young women and young children to come out and play sport or just be involved in something. One of my assistants has done a great job. She's developed a nonprofit called Unchained, and our student athletes have been involved in that. And we've just done a really good job in the community, and I think we've done an excellent job of re-engaging some of our alums. It was fantastic to see Judy Porter in the stands for the last 3 games, and just making sure that they know that they have a place here with us, and I think that's all helped our attendance. We have a very loyal fan base that come to every game, but we've been able to engage a few more people, and like you said, this is a record-breaking season, so we're really proud of that.
I'm just curious for the tournament coach, like during the regular season you guys get a few days up to a week to scout and get ready for a team, but if you guys win, you guys have a quick turnaround where
Right.
it's 24 hours where you guys may play one of 2 possible teams. Well, what's that different? How's that different?
Well, let's not forget about the week we just had, too. So most of us, we had a bye, but most of us have played 3 games in 7 days. So not only are we going to the tournament right after that on a 1-day prep, but we've just played a shortened week last week, obviously, to get ready. So Sunday, what was that? Wednesday, Saturday, Monday last week, and then now we'll give them, then Thursday, and then 1 day off today. And then we'll pick up on a 1-day prep to play 4 games. So, again, they're confident. We did it last year. I thought we played really good basketball in the tournament last year. But it's going to be challenging. So we got to find ways to rest them. There'll be a lot of ice baths along the way.
Yeah, our trainers do a really good job helping us recover quick. Shout out to local juice company. We just got some juices that we're using, and they're helping us just recover quick. And
Beet juice.
beet juice. Queenie's got the beet juice for us. I mean, our bodies are taken care of, so we're making sure we're doing the best that we can and can control that.